The season 4 premiere of Fire Country is officially here, and I can openly admit that I have been waiting patiently to see who would make it out of the memory care facility during the Zabel Ridge fire that engulfed the Edgewater area in the season 3 finale. And after watching the first episode of the season, I have to say, I didn't like the fact that my man Vince bit the big one here, especially since I've come to find out that Billy Burke didn't ask to be written off the show. Now, the episode also revolves around upheaval at 42 in Vince's absence, with Sharon spiraling because she feels guilty for letting Walter, Vince's father, force her to leave her husband behind after the ceiling caved in on him in said fire last season. Now, despite the fact that I disagree with the decision to kill Vince, I did think this was an interesting subplot because not only did Sharon lose her husband in the fire, but in this particular dynamic, Vince was Sharon's subordinate, making his safety ultimately her professional responsibility. I just think we could have gotten really close to the exact same episode arc for the character if Walter had died instead of Vince, but I guess that's just me. Now, we see Bodie and Jake fighting over who should succeed Vince as battalion chief at 42 after Jake, the current captain at 42, exercised his rank over Bodie while his family was inside said memory care facility as the inferno raged on, leaving him standing outside watching helplessly instead of charging back inside to help his family. But due to a time jump in the middle of the episode, we don't actually get to see the pair work things out. They just kind of get on with it when Jake finally decides to reinstate 42 after Sharon took the house out of service while she and the rest of the house grieved Vince's passing, a move I thought diminished Sharon's character greatly. And at the end of the episode, we see Stephanie Arcia's Gabriela Perez leave Edgewater and 42 in order to take a position as a national firefighter recruiter, another creative decision, this one made in order to, and I quote, reset the dynamic between Bodie and Gabriela with a loose plan to potentially bring the two back together at a later date, end quote, solidifying my belief that Bodie and Gabriela will ultimately end up together at the end of this story. And last but not least, Sean Hattersley is joining the cast as Brett Richards, someone complicated from Sharon's past and 42's new battalion chief, which was no doubt designed to be something or someone to replace Billy Burke and for Sharon to push against for the rest of the season. Now, overall, I'd give this episode a 75% or a 7.5 if you're thinking IMDb score, essentially a C+ for a letter grade. Look, this season of Fire Country looks to be rife with manufactured drama, an outdated hallmark of network television in my opinion. Despite that fact, I am still a fan of the show overall, and I'm anxiously looking forward to seeing exactly where the huge creative decisions designed to shake things up this season actually end up leading.